Alrighty, welcome back. I'm your man Bad Chad and Queen Jolene's on the camera. We are on air and it's Friday. It's Friday. What I'm doing today is I'm going to French the headlights. When you see a car with the headlight bezel, or there's no headlight bezel on the car and it's painted nice and you can't see how the headlight comes in or out, well, that's what I'm doing. I am welding the headlight door to the car, and the way I do that is I'm going to show you actually. Before I show you, I made a couple pieces to put in here out of Bristol board. Just put them in there, zip cut them, put the metal in, zip cut it, and butt weld it in there, finished welding the grill off. But today I'm cooking with gas is what I'm doing. I'm cooking with gas. What I'm on is the headlights. I'm trying to finish the front end of the car up. So basically I'm going to show you what I'm doing. On a car, generally you would have the headlight door on the outside of the car. You'd be able to take it off. I'd unscrew it here, and that would pull your headlight door off. Your headlight wires would go inside like this. You'd mount your headlight on like that. On this application, what I'm doing is I don't want that. I'm using, I think these are 53 Ford from what I understand. I'm using them doors on the front of the car, and as you can see, I have one of them tacked on there right now. And the reason I'm having tacked on there because I want it to stay on there till the end of time. But in order to have that stay on there and use my headlight, I must bring this into a different way, and I bring it in from the back. So what I'm doing is I got these little clips here I've acquired. Little screw clips, put them on there, and then I'm going to put my headlight in from the back. So anytime I want to change the headlight, I have to take my wheel off or get in there and pull the headlight out and change it from the back. That's the part of having something custom, I guess. I'm going to do that right at the present moment to show you what's going on, what I'm doing, just so you know and I know together. Pull the hubcap off. I have jack stands underneath the front, in case you're wondering. So basically, I'm going to mount this from the back. I guess I'll just show you as I do it. Jolene looks amazing today, as always. Got me coffee in bed. She's awesome. Roll the wheel out of the way. Not going to hurt anything there, I don't think. Put the wheel nuts back on. Also, when I have that piece welded on the front where the grill is, when you come in from the back side, you can see whether or not everything's been welded tight and right. And what I mean by that is if I see any light, if I look in here and it's dark and I see any light going through there at all, I will know that I missed a spot. Generally, most times you want everything welded up completely. Generally. That's me. You do as you please, but I generally try to weld everything up completely. That is, going to be filled or anything like that. So, let's take the headlight. There's a little tab here that holds the door on. So when I mount it from the outside, that's not going to be able to be on there. And the reason being is not going to let it go up tight inside. So I'm going to cut that off. Hot. Jolene is hot. Fall off. All right, just going to mount it in there, right side up. I got a couple screws on this side. I'm going to use them for that side just to show you what I'm talking about. We may as well mount the other door on the other fender. The reason I have to mount the light in the fender is because I would never want to weld the door on, not know if it's going to fit the light. So basically I have to get the light in place to be able to put the door on. And what I mean by the door is this thing. So I'm going to shove it through the back side. Got it up the right way, have I? Do so. Now, I bought them little clips. I'm just wondering if it's going to let everything come through or not. That one there, I don't want. That's what I'm having an issue with, is my clips. I could. Don't know as if I need that many clips. Let's try it there for a second. There we go. Now I'm going to go from the back side, line up my holes. Screwdrivers down into here. Takes a minute. Yes, it does, but so does craft dinner. Everything takes a minute. I gotta see a little bit better here. Is that helping me? You always help me, sweetheart. I don't mind you touching me either. Just get a screw on here. Come on, screw. Get on there. There. Don't fall. Don't fall. Ah, come on. Set this screw in place, and then I'll screw it in. How's that? That'll work. All right. What's that? Yeah, I just got to get my screwdriver on the end of her, that's all. Hard spot. So it's not an easy thing to do, is change a headlight after you French them, but it does look some good. You know what I'm trying to say? So I guess what I'm trying to say is, when you see a custom car, it doesn't mean that it's always the best to work on. It just means it's been customized. And I need one more just to put it in place. One up here I can put in, one on that side. My screwdriver's not magnetized that well. Let's take a look. Alrighty, so the headlight is mounted in there now. You would mount your headlight in from the back to be French, so usually the headlight is mounted from the front. It's a lot easier to put on. It's a little harder to put on from the back side, obviously. I just got these little clips put in there. That makes it work like that. This door is not going on anymore. The piece is not there to screw it on from the front anymore. There's a screw clipped up here, clipped on, and then screwed in from the bottom. That's all gone. Not doing that anymore. Now we're using this bad boy. This is off a reproduction of a 53 Ford. I've had these for quite a long time, and now is the time to use them. I have that ring down there. I lined it up on the other one, but we're going to put that on the bottom, and basically that's where I'm saying that fits. We've got the headlight in there. Looks the same on that side. Looks the same on this side. Without having the headlight mounted in that fender, I would not know, just checking each side, I would not know where to put that. I might want to put it down level with the top of the fender, but that's not where it fits. So it'd be silly of me to just weld that on there without mounting that headlight. I'm going to look at the headlight for a second just to make sure that it's tight and right all the way around. So for when I go to mount it again, it mounts in the exact same place. Basically, that's what I want to know. It mounts in the exact same place. It's in there nice and tight and right. Piece of metal I sheared off. Good. I'm saying that's where it's going to be. So if I want to change a headlight, I'd have to take the wheel off, pull that off. I'm going to clean this off, tape the ring up, and I'm going to stick this on because I have the headlight in there. And then I'm going to continue. I'm going to go back over that side, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do on that side. Excuse me a sec for sweetheart. Just to clean the edge off for welding purposes, I'm going to weld it on the fender. These are meant to be screwed on too also. They're supposed to clip on the top and screwed on from the bottom. They're not supposed to be welded on. This is called the custom touch, I guess. I'll put this one on, and then I'm going to go back over to that one because we're further along on that one. So, headlight has to go in. I'm talking myself through this as I'm doing it. It's a process that you have to do. Like I said, if you go and weld that headlight door on before you have the headlight in, you could be in a mess. You could be in a mess. We don't want to go in a mess. Not really. We haven't got much movement there, and I think it's, well, there's no movement there whatsoever. On the headlight door, it stays on there. It's quite tight and right. Put a pair of gloves on. Just going to tack it on there. Just going to hold my hand over top of the, so nothing happens to the stainless or anything. I'm going to tack it from the side just to hold it in place. Down there. One, you can move it. Two, it's in place. One on the bottom. Alrighty. What I'm saying is the headlight door is in place on the fender. I think I told you before, we have two different fenders on the front of this car, or there's the same fender, but the opening in the front is different because it had different grills for different years or different whatever. So that's why we're going to a different grill, and we've closed in the front. I like, or I don't mind the way it looks right at the present moment. But what I've come up with is I've taken the headlight out. I did not weld this in solid, and the reason being is I'm going to do a little, I'm a sucker for punishment. I'm going to add a piece of metal in the front from here up to the front of the headlight to give the headlight a forward motion look. If we come on the grill on, I don't know what side you want to look at, we have a forward motion on that grill somewhat. It's back further, out further in the front there. It's got a forward look a little bit. I am a sucker for punishment. I could just weld them on and sort of be done with it. It doesn't actually fit the grace. We got a line here. It's out here a little bit. That's where a filler comes in, that sort of stuff. But what I've decided is I've made a pattern. Like I said, I'm a sucker for punishment. So if you see a car that has the headlight doors can't come off, you know that the headlights are mounted from the back and the headlight doors are welded on. That's what you know. So what I've done is I've made a pattern where I want to go from this point here up to the front of the headlight. So what it's going to do is going to kick the sheet metal 2 inches off the front of the fender, and it's going to give it a different look. I'm going to put that on there like so. I've made a pattern, take a few pieces of paper to it, bring it up to that line on the side. It gets rid of that gap on the side of the door. You can come up and see the big gap on the side of the door. It gets rid of that gap there. Gets rid of that. It also gives it a little more body to the front of the fender coming up to the headlight door. And when someone sees the car, if it was painted, which probably we're not going to paint this car, if it was painted, you would really have to look at it and wonder what's going on the front fenders of the car to get that look. Well, as I'm doing this, you get to see what's going on. I've made a piece of paper. I'm going to put a piece of sheet metal in there and bring it up to the door and weld it to the front of the door so we have a nice look, or a different look. Also over here, you can come over and see this way here. On this side here, you'll see that we got a great big gap in there that is going to end up filling that from there, and then we'll have to make another piece coming down here. So I took this piece of paper in, obviously, traced it on a piece of paper, rolled it through my roller, I tried to take the stainless steel ring out of it. I took the ring out of it, but it's very hard to get the clips in and out once the door is mounted on. So I taped the stainless steel off, hoping that I do not hurt anything. So now I have my piece of metal here that I took in from my pattern, and I'm going to apply it to the headlight door and the front of the fender. And now you're getting to see exactly what's going on. I'm going to turn on the welder and tack this stuff on. See what happens. I'm going to have to be very careful around the headlight here. If something happens to it, well, I have to deal with that too, won't I? But what I'm thinking is if I go slow, take my time, I can get that welded on there without hurting anything. With this like this, I'm not worried about this is welded all the way around or not. And the reason being is I'm going to be welding metal all the way around here to keep it on there. It should be sealed from the back side, from the headlight itself. so nothing should be getting in there. I welded this up. I didn't grind anything there. I just threw a little bit of chrome paint on it just because it was welded there. And we all should know wherever it's welded is where it rusts first. So if you weld something up, you must know, you don't have to know, but you should know that's where it rusts first. So if I can get in there behind there and undercoat that, that would be a great thing. If I was leaving the door on just like this, I would make sure I would weld it up all the way continuously, fill it out, and be done with it. Where I'm doing this, I'm not going to worry about filling it all the way. I'm just going to do what I have to get it in place. This sheet metal here, I will weld on continuously. So, and this is going to be a trying piece, I think. And the reason I say it's going to be trying is because this is not supposed to be like this. I'm going to throw one down at the bottom. One, I can still move it. Two, it's in place. I'm going to knock it on right here at the bottom. Just go easy on that. Got some tape left there. All right, just going to take my time here. Let's get in at the bottom first, and then we know it's in place, I guess. We're 2 tacks in, so we're 2 tacks in is what I'm trying to say. I'm just going to nail it down here. Basically just trying to get it on so it's on there right. Still have, I'm going to. Hoping I do not have to remove it, because if I do, I'm going to have a little bit of a, see a little bit here I want to chew off. Not going to chew it. I'm going to grind it. What the heck? Hurt my teeth. Trying to make sure I roll it around with kitten gloves because I want it to go on there right. I don't want it to not go on right. Third arm. Just trying to figure out where I want to. Just want to cut that just a little bit more. Don't get me wrong, I can weld it on where it's at now, but I sort of want the same gap going all the way around the headlight where I've welded on, just so it looks good. Somewhat, you know, somewhat if I can. If I can, why wouldn't I? Got my third arm here. Just kind of playing with it, seeing where. Seeing where the first weld should be put going around the corner. That's what I'm looking for. I'm going to put this one on because I can. That can be bent in there nice. Just going to give the front end, where does it hit first? Nice. I want to put it in the center, but I got so much. I'm going to do it. What the hey? What the hey? I'm going to hold it for a second. So don't take off on me. Awesome. I'm going to tack it up here at the headlight door. We'll go like that. We'll go like that. Third arm's nice to have something to get it on tight. I can really push against it with the arm. I'm probably going to end up leaving, well, I am going to leave that right there because it's sort of got that shape going on. I'm going to have to make another couple pieces probably to make that look right. Just trying to make the car look different, I guess. And that's the part about making a custom car. Making it look different. What is here? Oh, it's all right. She's getting after me, boys. She's getting after me. I'm going to go in the center. What the hey? In the center. Try to tack it on. Hold it for a second so don't back off. Because it can. It doesn't have to stay put, that's for sure. I'm going to change sides here so I can see a little bit better. Makes more sense. Would have liked to have a little bit more metal on right there, but fill that gap in a little bit. It's fine. Let's push this down. Obviously, I'm going to have to repeat the same thing on the other side. Let's turn the welder off for a second. Now, so I'm going to repeat the exact same thing on the other side. So now we want to close this in. Let's get a piece of cardboard. hoping, well, what I'm going for, as I've just tacked the door in place, just tacked it, did not weld solid in there. On the inside where the headlight is, I would try to make sure that no water gets in behind that and gets in there. It's got the door for the headlight, but we're mounting the headlight on from the back side. We got this seam right here that we could run something around, some rubber or some sealant or whatever, but basically you would want to try to make sure. Alrighty. I got to make a piece that goes on this. I'm just going to take that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get two pieces or not, but I'm going to just get some tape rolling here. Just going to take and put it in place for here. Just tape that here. See if I can make the piece on the top one piece. Don't know if I can or not. No, I don't want that. Don't want that. I want that. Might have to make it out of two pieces. Not sure yet. I'm not sure yet. Scissors. Did I put the note? Let's get a look and see what's going on here first. Oh, let's go that now, would you? As I rolled that down around there, I'm almost there. Look at that now, would you? Just going to try that there. Terrible. Marker back. Now check this out. Where I have that point coming up there like that, where that comes down there, I would want to try to meet that metal there. That would be nice. That would be nice. Where I have this shape going on, it gives me a nice. We have to. This is what I see going on. If I make my piece. This is quite a nice piece actually. When it comes up around here and then back around here, I would make it come back down around here. Where it's puckered up like that, I'm going to have to split that because it's going to have to be shrunk. Split that, one side down, one side over top to make it work. So basically what I see is I'm going to take a look at, I'm going to take that down. So where I see the paint, the paper is puckered, I'm just going to take in. Just going to make the line of the tape where I want the metal to come to. I don't like that line's crooked there, but I'll straighten it. So I want my metal to come right down on this line. I'd like this metal to come down on meet on this line here. I like this side over here to meet on this metal down on this side. We're right at the point. You see the metal coming up here. That's the point of the metal right there underneath. I can just make a line with my finger. That's where it's got to be cut off. I'll go a little bit longer than it has to be because We want, that's where it cuts off. We've got a little metal, oh, baby. We got the metal down here, and we got the metal down here on this point. We'd like to have it so it comes together. Where it's in the center, I'm going to have to cut that. One side down, one side split it, and then bring it down. This side's not bad here. I think I'd cut a little bit more off of this side. I'm going to try to do that while it's on there. Then I somewhat know it fits. Baby's having a hard time today. Running over everything, ain't baby? Huh? That's okay. We all have hard days. That's how we deal with them, I guess. So, that would go back on there. We can weld that all the way along there. Like I said, on the top, I'm going to... there's too much there, so I think I'm okay with it. I'm thinking that's the piece of paper or piece of metal that I'm going to use. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use that. I'm going to draw on this side here, straighten this out a bit, just so I know. I can shrink the paper. But I don't know if it's going to change my pattern at all. That's what I don't know. So I just shrunk the pattern of the paper, Jolene's suggestion. And it's just going to be a hard thing to do because it's, if you know what I'm trying to tell you. But we'll shrink it. And the reason being is, we can. Alrighty, we're going to cut that off there. I'm going to leave this going like that because I don't mind, it fits in there nice. It's taken away from any filler, comes over nice. Let's take it off and go for it. Let's cut a piece. Doing this piece right here, or doing that, you sort of have to get creative, obviously. I'm going to make it a little bit long. On how you want your panels to fit. I mean, I'm getting creative because, I mean, just getting creative. Let's go cut it. I have this one left over for the other side. No, that's the face of this one. Turn it over to the other side. Exact same with this. See what cutting my paper did? Made it so it wouldn't lay flat. I knew that was what's going to happen. I'm going to help myself. I'm going to grab a couple magnets. And probably, like being a bare metal car, that's not going to look the best being welded all up like that. But it's going to show how it was done, that's for sure. And I'm just getting creative with the front end of the car. And when you have your custom car, you do as you please. could have took the easy route, welded the doors on, and been done with it. But that's not me. And when it comes time, when it's all done, then, you know, I've made a Pontiac like nobody else's. That's what I'm going for. Some zip cut. Don't need the marker anymore. I'll probably wish I had it, but I'm going to throw it right there, and then I'll be looking for it. Got his cord in here. I'm just going to zip it off. Maybe I'll cut it on the shear just so I don't make a whole bunch of noise. Gonna walk it over to the shear so I can shear it off. So much for the Oldsmobile grill. Yeah. Tearing down the house. Jolene got to use this bad boy the other night, didn't you, baby? Huh? How's it on your muscles? Good. Jolene's 105 soaking wet. For me to ask her to use that shear to make that piece probably was a little bit much, but she did it. She's a bad boy. I mean, bad girl. After I get this done, I don't know if there's a whole bunch of customizing that I want to do, but what I can say, I would like to make some skirts, but what I'm thinking is the fenders in the back are probably not the ones we're going to use, but I'd like to make the skirts with the fenders that we're going to use. I'm going to put this back on the car to see where it's... What's that, sweetheart? Okay, we might, yeah, we're going to lower it, that's for sure. Alrighty, so I want to roll it in the center. Just want to make sure I put in the shear right, I guess. I just held up on that a little bit as I went through with it. It's that can opener thing. Now, I'd like to be able to just roll it down around and see that, make it fit, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I'm going to have to play with it a little bit. I'm going to have to find the first place to weld it and tack it on that makes me happy. I'd like to weld it on right there if I... Being pretty... What's that called? That would be being very... I'm going to have to cut it in the center, I see. Let's roll it some more. All right, let's get the welder going. Tack it into place and just see if we can't get it to go right. I could spend all day trying to, not all day, I could spend a lot more time trying to make it fit perfectly before I put it on. But I find it's nice to get it tacked onto the car so it holds it for you, and then be able to place it on. It feels, what can I say? Yes, you might have to cut it back off a couple times, but what am I going to say? I'll just tack it on the back here. One, it's going to hold it for me. Not bad. I'm going to... Down. It's in place. Hard to believe, I know, but I'm saying it's in place. Whether it is or whether it isn't is another thing. Push that down tight. Alrighty. We're going to have a pucker in the center. There's no way getting out of that. What? Let go. Just do that. Still in place. I'm going to get the third arm, push that down. Going to have a pucker in the center. We're going to have to shrink it. The metal down tight, that's all. Just want the metal down tight. Not too much to ask, I don't think, is it? Huh, baby? Helmet down. Real close. Must think it's good because I keep tacking it. If you know what I'm trying to say, I must think it's good if I keep tacking it. That can be brought down tight in the end. I want to. Which one do I want to do first? I have a little gap going on there. I'm going to do this one first because it fits the best. just going to tack it on. Didn't quite get it enough there, did I? You know what's going to happen there? Get the old coat hanger out. Nope. I'll go up here first. That fits nice there. Woo! That fits nice. I'll put that back a little bit. It's nice. Bring that together. Bring that together just a little bit. That's called coat hanger. I might bring it back together a little bit more as I get going. I do not want to do it right this present moment because I want to get it really tacked down nice and tight and right before I start whacking on it. Put the handle down on that, I suppose. Stay. Now I'm gonna weed whack that a little. That looks pretty not bad. Weed whack it just a little bit. Try to make it come together the best I can. This piece, you got to finesse it a little bit. Got to finesse it a little bit, and that's okay by me, because I didn't take the hours and the time to make it fit exactly right, so I have to accept finessing it. Basically what I did there is I just cut that little sliver off because I want it to come tight down there. I want to run the zip cut through that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it here, attach it where it's tight. Should hold it good enough. Let's take our zip cut, run it through right here. Ooh, lovey-dovey all the time. I'm going to tack it on right there. And zip cut it again. Not bad. Good. Tag it with the hammer a little bit. Just easy. Just easy. Stop it. Don't want that to tuck that in there. Easy all the way around. Not a bread. Cut that back off. What stuff you have? No. Have to get a hammer. Alrighty, we're gonna have to do a little bit of time on that one. Get that down around there. As that's holding that, then I can hit with the hammer. Little gap right there. Now I can tap it down with the hammer. Nice and tight there. I'm gonna hit it. Now we're down a little bit. Have to cut some off. Got us a little bit closer. That's what it did. It got it closer. I'm gonna zip that off a little bit there. Now, it matters where I push it in on this one, because it matters. I'm thinking that we're going to go right here. Want to flush it out. So flush there. And we're going to try to play with this here a little bit, see if we can't get that. That's feeling good. Push it in on the end. Don't really want that taking off on me. I'm getting a little bit of a let's tack that together. Coat hanger. Just gonna, where it's flush, I'm gonna weld it. Why wouldn't I? Flush right there. got to be careful. The reason I got to be careful, because if I get it in too far, I can't get it out. All right, cooking with gas. I like to pry that just a little tiny bit. Just a little bit. Right there. Gonna nail it. Now I can hammer it. Good. Awesome. I might slice that and put it down there a little further, but we're going to move on right at this present moment because just didn't want to tack it if I didn't think it was real tight. It's tighter. Alrighty. Tack a few more places on the top here. That's got to come down the center. As tight as you're going to get it there. Always make sure, I guess. This one broke off early on the evening. Just want to make sure I get it down. Big difference. Big difference. Something's pushed down. You might not think it, but it is. All right, that's got it in place. Alrighty, we're in place. We need to shrink the metal that we said need to be shrunk. We knew that from the beginning, so now we're going to go for it. Watch your eyeballs, sweetheart. Crisscross it. Take a little more out of it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack it. Start messing. Quite a bit of metal there to shrink. I'm going to tack it as I go. That way there it'll hold me. If I have to cut it back off, I will. Just want it tight. Probably should have maybe gotten 2 pieces. I was feeling frisky. I was feeling frisky. Let's get that one. Push down, tightened up. Aye. Wrong way. Now it's held down. I can get this out of it. Just want it tight. Let's shrink it some more. Where it's overlapped, let's shrink it. Now, trying to go easy on it. Don't want to ruin it. I want to make it look good. Shouldn't go anywhere from there on in. I'm kind of let's pry that piece back up. Nope, not going to do it yet. I want to nail this one first. That little piece right there is nice and flush. I'm going to hit it. And then I'll pry my piece up. There we go. We'll go down slower this time. Let's shrink it some more. Just tack it right there. Just working it way down. That's all I'm doing. Working my way down. Not bad. I am going to hit that because it feels good. Shrink that. All right, I'm going to nail that at the very point, and then I'm going to play with the hammer for a little bit. Get it nice and tight right there. And this is where I get it nice and tight. kinkle dinkle there, but not bad. Basically, that's what I'm going to make. That's what the headlight looks like. Coming up forward, got a different look to it. It's got a nice transition from here over to there. I can bump it in a few places, but I don't think it's necessary. Standing back, taking a look at the handiwork. There's quite a shrink there that went on. Basically, if I made two pieces, if I made this piece and I made this piece, I would have still had to shrink that piece, and I still would have had to shrink that piece. Because it's smaller, I still would have had to shrink both pieces. Once I do some grinding, I kind of hit that little hard with the hammer right there. But you have to be careful on that sort of thing. But basically that's what I want the headlights to look like in the car. I'm gotta let the Fina in, and then I'll be back and we'll close her out. Come on in, Fiend. A good dog. All right, everybody, thanks for coming back and thanks for watching. I know I'm a sucker for punishment, but that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that to the headlights. I didn't want just to put the headlight door welded on and be done with it. I did not want to do that. I wanted to do something different, and I obviously did something different. You would be able to tell, I guess, if you were... You'll be able to know when you see the car welded up that something has happened around the headlight door, and the reason being is the headlight door will not be able to come off. You'll know that the headlight had to be Frenched. Thank you very much for coming back and watching. Like, subscribe, throw a comment in, and have a great day. Come back tomorrow and we'll do something else.